What is going on, guys? My name is MegaDaXo. We are currently playing Hardcore Survival, as you saw in the last episode, and welcome to episode 2. We need more slabs for our house. I don't know if you guys caught that, but if you're watching the show, like, just one right after another, then you'll understand that we need slabs. So now in this episode, we have like our little dock thing that we're making, and this dock is where we're gonna build our house. This dock right here is actually like the foundation for our house. I wasn't gonna make it the foundation before, but now I'm feeling like I should. But yep, this is... I want to make it like a perfect square, so we're gonna add 2 more rows. Alright, so now we have like our little dock thing of where our house is gonna go. I should probably put fences on that eventually. But right now, these are all becoming slabs. Excuse me. And now that we have the planks, this is how we're going to build our house. Because we're building this at night, because the night is when all the creatures come out, so like while we're out on the water, they're not going to be attacking us, because they're going to be on the land. And like normally, if this was another series, then I would have built like some super extravagant, awesome looking house, but since this is hardcore, every single item we have is very detrimental to our survival. So we are just going to build the most generic, like, basic, here's the living quarters house. Maybe like later in the series, if we're still alive and doing a whole bunch of stuff, then we'll do this and kind of like pimp it out later in the game, or maybe even move houses to another place. But for now, we're just doing the most basic house we need, and then after that, we will like pimp it out at some point later in the series once we've survived for quite a while. I'm going to leave that there just so I can make torches. See, that's our first problem right there, is that's our problem right there, is that guy. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a door. Or 3 doors. And now that we have that, putting the door on our house. Just so he can't get into our house. And we're going to protect ourselves from our first enemy. I have just enough for a chest, and that's where I'm going to put all my stuff. But in order to do that, we have to run out there, grab our crafting table. So, it is basically a necessity that we take 0 damage right here. Because if we took any damage going in, we probably could have died to him attacking us. Or if we took any damage, we have a possibility of dying, and when life is such a big deal in hardcore mode, it would kind of suck to be defeated that quickly. I'm going to slowly fight him back since he can't get through the water. He goes super slowly in water, so we're just going to slowly fight him back anytime he tries to get close to us. Come on, get closer. I don't see any of his friends around, but we do have to kind of just wait it out until the morning to do anything. But I do see a cave over there, so like maybe we could go through that cave. Maybe that's where we can make our mine instead of having to like dig our own right there. We can make our own in that cave that I see. Ooh, but I do see a creeper and we don't want him to notice us. We're going to grab his experience. And then we are going to hide inside until we can get a furnace to get us. Let's put all of our stuff we don't need in the chest. And then we're going to go get stone, which is our next necessity. The next thing we're definitely going to need is cobblestone. So we're going to take our pickaxe and be ready. I don't want to deal with that creeper. That creeper is how our house is going to get destroyed and how we're going to die super early in this game. And I really don't want to deal with him. But we do need a furnace before anything else. We gotta be careful fighting him, yeah. I have not played this game in like 2 of its really big updates, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure what like happens then, or what's happened since, I mean. But now that the creeper is gone, we don't want to sprint everywhere because that would... Wait, what? That's amazing. That's actually amazing. I can't believe I just found that. We spawned right next to a village and I didn't notice that before. We spawned right next to a village, which means we have our farm basically built for us, which means we always have a constant supply of food. We're never gonna die of starvation. As long as we replant their farm, we're completely set for food. Which means they probably have a furnace around here that I can take without having to go mining at all yet. This is actually amazing. I can't believe that we found a village so close to where we spawned. In hardcore, a village is great no matter like what version you're playing, but in hardcore, when health is such a big issue, finding a village is super important to our survival. Like, I can't stress enough how important it is that we found this village. Because food will heal us if we have full health. So if we can replant their farm, then we have a constant supply of food, which means as long as we don't get into a super big fight, then as long as we don't get into a super big fight, then we'll always have practically full health, which is super important for hardcore when you need full health at all times, because if you don't, then you have a chance to die. Now that we found this, I can be like a little more lenient on how much I'm running. Before I was trying to like never run anywhere. But now that we found the village, then now that we found this village, I can run some more because we have more food, so it's not it's not a waste of energy anymore to run. Plus, we can trade with them. Like if we get string, we can trade him for emeralds. Emeralds aren't the best like for doing anything, but we can trade him for emeralds, and we can probably trade somebody else emeralds for something else. Yeah, so let's just replant their entire farm, because now we will always have food no matter what. I can't believe that we found this so early. Like, this is actually amazing. Like, this is the best possible luck we could have had in a hardcore series, was finding this village right here. And we're gonna go through their houses and see like if they have anything that would be worth us taking. And actually, we might be able to live in one of these later and like pimp out this entire village when we pimp out our old house. When we pimp out the house we have now, we can do a lot of stuff to this village too and give them nice living quarters. Let's turn this wheat into bread. And we're just going to use dirt as a staircase because that's the only way to get into this house. This is actually super great for us. Like, we can use these villagers to the biggest advantage to us. Oh, we only had to put one there. We didn't have to do the whole thing. But there's another farm here. Ooh, cows. Oh yeah, you can breed cows. If we create an animal farm as well as the food farm, then we can always have a... Oh, hello, chickens. Yeah, so they have the animals here. If we can get the fences, then we can build our own animal farm for the next one, and that can help us always have... Out of my way. It will help us always have our own steady supply of stuff. But again, time limit. We're going to start episode 3.